Welcome back. This is CerealSnax. You may wonder what you're looking at right now. And it's actually me looking up into the Museum of Contemporary Art. Actually, it's not really the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's my imitation of it, rendition of it, however you want to call it. This is the inside of it. When you last saw it, I believe I only had the base of it done. And as you can see, I've got a lot more done at this point. I still have dirt in here as kind of my scaffolding. So let's just take a quick look. As you can see, I've got windows ringing the inside. The dome kind of expands outwards, almost like a spaceship. I didn't make it slant as much outwards as it does in the pictures, just because I'm trying to make my own style. Plus, when I put a second story in here, or if I do 3 stories, I don't want the walls to be really sloped, because then it makes it kind of difficult to make it a functional building. I will soon have a wooden floor down here, level with these these blocks right here, so that the glass actually comes right down to the floor, if you can picture that. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with my center atrium here, but I'm going to find some good use for it, I believe, and we'll see that later. So that's another task I need to work on. So let's go up to the top here, and I'll kind of show you what's going on with it. Like I said, this dirt will be gone. I've got some dirt scaffolding there, and just to get me up here, I have dirt. But you can see I've got quite a nice view of the area, and I have plans for this whole area. I really want to just make it landscaped and nice, and much like the actual building looks kind of around. You can see my tree farm down there. I completed that. I don't think I had that finished, and I'll walk down there in a minute. But I just wanted to take a quick look because I think it's a pretty beautiful area. I've got some jungle over here, like I said, and the plains and that sort of thing. I have some errant blocks here that I need to take care of. I don't have a pickaxe right now, but I will. And this glass is actually going to mirror the same shape as this circle down here in the atrium. So it's going to let natural light in. The actual building doesn't have a skylight like this, but I wanted to put something kind of unique onto the top just because, you know, it's Minecraft, right? You got to have something special. So let's go back downstairs and I'll walk over here. You can see there's a portal in the distance there, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go check this out here. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think once I get a wooden floor in here, I'm going to actually get at least a second story up here, and maybe it'll be right above the windows. And then I'll have kind of like a darkened second story, but it'll have the lighting up in the top, and I'll even put another floor underneath it so that the light can stream all the way down. I think that'd be pretty cool. So let's go back out here. I've kind of got a little base. I don't know if I had all this base down here before. I think I had a little bit of it. Got my forges working over here in the corner. My chests, not really organized yet. I've got a mine that goes down to a pretty deep level. I think it's like 10 blocks away from the like very bare bottom of the surface of the planet. My water supply. Let's just walk down here and I'll show you the farm and the tree farm. I got some more water if I need it. Yeah, I got my regular farm over here on the right. Don't have a reed farm yet. I've got furnaces here for one purpose. I don't like mining coal, so I cut down trees and I just throw them in the furnace and I make charcoal out of them. So I got my furnaces there, plus, you know, a bunch of saplings and that kind of assorted stuff that's used with the tree farm. Again, I'm going to clean this up at some point, but it's functional for now, so we can't be too picky. So let's take a look here. I'm not going to go back to spawn today because I don't want to spoil what other people are doing at spawn. I know there's some work going on there. And the other reason is probably a more selfish reason, and that's because I really can't get to spawn easily because of my portals. And so now that I'm on the portal topic, I'd like to quickly run over here. I built a portal in my base, and I don't know much about the Nether and about portals, and it spawned me back at the home spawn portal. So it doesn't work the way I thought it would work. So I'm not going to go in this portal, but I built this portal over here thinking that that would fix the problem. It didn't. And so what I did is I actually went into the Nether and thinking, well, here, before I get on too much on that topic, you can kind of see the base here, and you can see that instead of looking like a saucer, because I didn't slant it as much, it almost looks like a giant golf tee. It's ridiculous. You can still see some dirt on the edges I need to get rid of. But once there's 2 paths that will come off the front of it, and I'm going to have them go off into the field over here. And those 2 paths will make it look a lot more like the actual museum, plus the reflecting pool at the bottom. Regardless, I think it looks pretty nice. I think it's a neat thing almost looks like a helmet or something. Like I could put eyes on it and look like a person or something. But and there's my tree farm. So there it is, and there's kind of my landscape. Like I said, I'm going to really do a lot of work here, make it look really nice, kind of accentuate that museum. Back to the portal, the Nether stuff. I didn't understand the way the Nether worked. I thought that for every square, basically on here, every square you move was equal to, well, every 10 squares you move on this world would be 1 square in the Nether. It's not actually the case. It's actually for every 8 squares you move, it's 1 square in the Nether. So when I built my portal in the Nether, thinking I had the coordinates exactly right, I was way off base. And as you can see over here, I have a bunch of rock that I gathered in the Nether on fire over here, which if I go 60 blocks underground is my portal. So I actually spawned underground in some deep dark cavern, had to dig my way out. Not exactly the way I wanted to do it. You can't even see my base from here, but you can see this is the rock from the Nether. So down there somewhere is a portal, and I lost my diamond pick in the process, which you need to mine the obsidian needed to make the portal. So long story short, I really kind of just didn't have a lot of good luck in the Nether. I'm gonna have to go back there. I'm not the type to go online and read like details and on how all this stuff works in Minecraft. I kind of like to figure it out on my own. The problem with that is that you then spend a lot of time learning and a lot of time dying and a lot of time probably wasting your time. I probably should just be reading online how to do all this stuff, but I think it's more fun to learn it on my own. And even though this game is not intuitive at all, I think I've learned quite a bit not actually going on the internet and figuring it out on my own. So I wonder if I can get my base in view here before I end this video. Like I said, I'm not going to go back to spawn because I don't want to spoil it. I'll go back there when I know that there's something being done over there significant. Here it is. It's coming into view. Let's move a little closer. Alright. Cool. So yeah, I like the way it kind of looks on the sunset over there. Almost like a spaceship has landed. So I'm happy with it, and I hope you've enjoyed watching my build and what I've accomplished, and hope you join me next time. So this is CerealSnax signing off for tonight.